My dear one, pause for a moment and truly listen. It is no accident that you are here. This moment, this very breath, is not random. October 1st has been whispered to your soul not as a date to fear, but as a mirror reflecting the urgency of your life, the path you walk, and the choices you have delayed making. So many wander through life asleep, waiting for the right time to awaken, to act, to love, to forgive. But the truth is simple. There is no tomorrow promised to you, no golden opportunity that comes wrapped in certainty. All you have ever had, is this moment. October 1st becomes your final warning not because the world ends, but because procrastination must end. Your waiting must end. Your excuses must end. I remember a seeker who once came to me in tears. He said, "Master, I will change tomorrow. I will pray more deeply tomorrow. I will forgive those who hurt me tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. Days turned into years, and regret became his closest companion. The saddest truth is not that we die, but that we live without ever truly living. You, my dear one, are not meant to live in delay. You are chosen to awaken now. That is why you are hearing my voice. Lesson 1. The urgency of awareness. Think of your life as a candle. Every day the wax melts, and the flame grows shorter. Yet so many of us act as though our candle is eternal. We waste time on grudges, distractions, meaningless pursuits, when the truth is, the flame is precious. October 1st stands before you like a bell tolling in the distance. It says, do not waste another sunrise. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Begin now. Awareness is your first step. Awareness that you are alive. Awareness that you are capable. Awareness that every breath is a prayer, if you choose it to be. Lesson 2. Release the burdens. Many of you carry heavy burdens. Anger toward family, shame from mistakes, fears of the future. These are stones in your backpack as you climb the mountain of life. The heavier the load, the slower you rise. What if October 1st is the day you put those stones down? What if this warning is not punishment, but liberation? Release them. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Forgive those who hurt you. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Release your mistakes. They were lessons, not prisons. Lesson 3. Align with your higher self. The chosen ones are not those with crowns or thrones. The chosen ones are those who choose to live in truth, kindness, and awareness. You have been chosen, my dear one, because you are ready. Ready to rise above distractions. Ready to embrace silence. Ready to serve others with compassion. The question is not, why me? The question is, why not now? Guided reflection. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Ask yourself silently, what am I delaying in my life? Who do I need to forgive? What dream have I hidden away out of fear? Let October 1st be your answer. Let this moment be your turning point. Closing for this step, God's chosen one. You have been brought here for a reason. The universe does not waste its whispers. This message is your seed, but a seed must be nurtured, tended, and watered with action. This is only the beginning. We will continue this journey together, and the next page will take you even deeper into the path of awakening. Until then, walk gently, live presently, and remember, October 1st is not the end. It is the beginning of your true life. Welcome back, my dear one. You have chosen to stay, and that is no small choice. Many will hear a truth and walk away, distracted by noise, but you have returned. This means the seed has taken root in your heart. Before, we spoke of October 1st not as an ending, but as a beginning, a mirror reflecting the urgency of your life. Today, we must look deeper. What does it truly mean to awaken? What does it mean to live not as a prisoner of time, but as a master of the present moment? Lesson 4. The nature of time is a river that never stops flowing. Yet most of us live as though we can build a dam, as if we can bargain with the river. But my dear one, no matter how tightly you hold your hands, water slips through your fingers. I remember an elder monk telling me, the past is smoke, the future is wind, and the present is fire. Smoke is gone, wind is uncertain, but the fire is here, burning bright. October 1st calls you to stop living in smoke or chasing the wind, and to finally warm yourself by the fire. Story of the Pilgrim. There was once a pilgrim who traveled for many years seeking enlightenment. Every temple he visited, every teacher he asked, gave him the same answer: be present. But the pilgrim was never satisfied. He wanted complicated rituals, hidden secrets, grand promises. One day, exhausted, he sat beneath a tree. A little girl came and placed bread in his hands. He looked at her and finally understood. The present moment, simple, direct, and real, was the greatest treasure. So many of us, like the pilgrim, complicate life. We seek happiness in future achievements, forgetting that joy is already baked into this very breath. Lesson 5. Choosing stillness. Over noise. We live in a world that is never silent. Notifications, voices, worries, all pulling at our mind. But a chosen one must learn to enter the quiet, for it is in silence that God whispers. Stillness does not mean running away from life. It means standing so deeply in yourself that the storms of the world cannot shake you. When was the last time you allowed yourself even 10 minutes of stillness? Not planning, not thinking, just being. This is your warning. Without stillness, you cannot hear your own soul. Without silence, you cannot know God. Lesson 6. The power of letting go. Imagine your hand holding tightly to a rope. The more you grip, the more it cuts into your skin. The pain comes not from the rope, but from the holding. So it is with life. The things that hurt you most are often the things you refuse to release. The job that drains you, the relationship that wounds you, the habit that steals your peace. These ropes cut deeper every day you hold on. October 1st is your call to let go, not in anger, not in despair, but in trust. Trust that what is meant for you cannot pass you. Trust that release is not loss, it is freedom. Guided reflection. Close your eyes again. Place one hand on your heart. Ask yourself, what rope am I holding onto too tightly? What can I release today to breathe more freely? What silence can I invite into my life to hear my inner voice? Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Let your heart answer. Lesson 7. The path of service. Many ask me, Master, how do I live a chosen life? The answer is not wealth, not fame, not power. The answer is service. When you ease the suffering of another, even with a smile or a kind word, you align with the divine. Service does not always mean great acts. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness shifts the entire universe for someone. You are chosen not for yourself alone. You are chosen to be a vessel of light in a world drowning in shadows. God's chosen. 1. You are beginning to see the path more clearly. Where taught you urgency has revealed the treasures of time, stillness, release, and service. But the journey does not end here. Ahead lies deeper wisdom. About fear, about destiny, about the hidden signs guiding your life even when you are unaware. Walk with me into the next chapter, and together we will continue. Beautiful, let's continue this unfolding journey. Here is next step of your long-form YouTube script for Soulful Wisdom. We'll flow seamlessly from where introducing deeper lessons, stories, and reflections, and then gently leave the door open for next step. Welcome once again, dear one. You have walked with me this far, and for that, I honor your spirit. Few souls remain on the path long enough to see the layers unfold. Many are called, but only the devoted continue listening, reflecting, and transforming. So let us go deeper. If page 1 was about urgency, and page 2 about stillness and release, then page 3 will reveal to you the hidden truths that often remain unseen, the lessons that lie beneath the surface of your fears, your destiny, and the signs that guide you each day. Lesson 8. Facing fear. With courage, fear is a shadow that lives in every heart. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of not being enough. But remember, shadows only exist because there is light. Fear itself is proof that you are standing close to your own illumination. I once knew a man who feared leaving his village. He said, "What if I fail? What if the world is unkind?" So he stayed where he was. But in his final days, his eyes filled with regret, he whispered, "What if I had tried?" My dear one, fear will always whisper, but so will courage. The chosen ones are not fearless. They simply choose which whisper to obey. October 1st is not your warning of danger, but your reminder to rise above fear. Lesson 9. Destiny is a dance, not a chain. Many believe destiny is fixed, unchangeable, written in stone. But I tell you this, destiny is more like a river, and you are the swimmer. Yes, the river has a direction, but how you move through it, how you respond to its currents, is your choice. If you resist, you drown. If you flow with awareness, you reach the ocean of fulfillment. The divine has chosen you not to be a prisoner of fate, but a partner in creation. You are both guided and guiding, both student and teacher. Story of the lotus. Let me tell you about the lotus flower. It grows in the mud, surrounded by darkness, filth, and decay. And yet, instead of being destroyed by it, the lotus rises, pure and untainted, above the surface, where it blossoms toward the light. This is you. Life may place you in mud, in difficulty, in trials you never asked for, but your destiny is not to remain in the mud. Your destiny is to rise, to open, to bloom, untouched by what once surrounded you. So ask yourself, am I sinking in the mud, or am I rising like the lotus? Lesson 10. The signs. You are guided so often people cry, "God, give me a sign." But the truth is, signs are everywhere. You simply do not notice them. The friend who appears at the exact moment you need encouragement. The song that plays with words your heart was longing to hear. The quiet pull in your spirit that says, "Go this way, not that." These are not accidents. They are whispers from the divine, threads woven into the fabric of your days. Chosen ones must learn to read these signs, not with the mind alone, but with the heart. Guided reflection. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what fear have I allowed to hold me back? Where in my life am I mistaking mud for prison instead of soil for growth? What signs has the universe already placed in my path that I have ignored? Sit in stillness and let these questions settle like seeds within you. Lesson 11. Living with integrity. To be chosen is not to be perfect. It is to walk with integrity, to live in alignment between your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Many people speak of love but act with bitterness. Many claim faith but live in fear. Integrity means your inner truth matches your outer life. When you live with integrity, the world may not always reward you, but your soul will never betray you. And that peace, that inner harmony, is worth more than gold. My dear one, reflect deeply. You have faced urgency. You have learned stillness. You have begun to see fear as shadow, destiny as a river, signs as whispers, and integrity as your compass. But the journey continues. Ahead lies even greater truths about the illusions we carry, the attachments that bind us, and the path to liberation that frees both body and soul. Stay with me, for next step will take us into the heart of these mysteries. Wonderful. Let's now continue the journey into page. This section will go deeper into the illusions of life, attachments that bind us, and the path to liberation. We'll end by leaving a bridge to next step, which will carry the final revelations and closing wisdom. Welcome back, my dear one. You have journeyed with me through urgency, stillness, fear, destiny, and signs. You are beginning to peel back the layers of life's great mystery. Now we must walk deeper into the illusions that cloud our vision, the attachments that bind our hearts, and the path that leads to true freedom. For what use is wisdom if the mind is chained? What use is light if the eyes are still closed? Lesson 12. The illusion of control. Many of us live with the belief that we are in control of everything. We plan, we calculate, we demand, as though life itself is a servant to our will. But when storms come, when illness strikes, when loss arrives at the door, we realize how fragile this illusion is. True peace does not come from controlling life. It comes from surrendering to life. I recall a farmer in my village. Each year he prayed for perfect weather, not too much rain, not too much sun. But one year the storms destroyed his crops. He wept, certain all was lost. Yet the very next season the soil was richer than ever before, and his harvest was abundant. Life knows what we cannot see. Release the illusion of control and trust that even storms may be blessings in disguise. Lesson 13. The attachments that bind. Us attachments are like invisible ropes tied around the soul. We cling to possessions, titles, relationships, and even identities. We say, "This is mine. This defines me." And when these things are threatened or taken away, suffering arises. But who are you, my dear one, when everything is stripped away? You are not your wealth. You are not your failures. You are not even the roles you play. Mother, father, child, worker. You are the awareness that sees it all. You are the witness behind the story. Letting go of attachment does not mean rejecting love or life. It means loving without clinging, holding without fear, giving without expecting. That is freedom. Story of the King's Treasure. There was once a king who built a palace filled with treasures. He spent every night counting his gold, polishing his jewels, admiring his throne. Yet the more he clung to his riches, the more restless he became. One night, a wise sage told him, "Your treasure is not these jewels, but the peace you lost protecting them." The king wept, for he finally understood, possession without peace is poverty. Lesson 14. The path of liberation. What then is liberation? It is not about leaving the world, but about walking through it without chains. It is seeing clearly through illusion, living without attachment, and surrendering to the divine flow of life. Liberation begins in the mind. Each thought can be a prison, or it can be a key. When you dwell on anger, envy, or greed, you lock yourself away. But when you cultivate compassion, gratitude, and stillness, you unlock the gates. The path is not easy, but it is simple. Moment by moment, choice by choice, you free yourself from the heavy stones you once carried. Guided reflection. Close your eyes, take a slow breath in, and release it gently. Ask yourself, what illusions am I still clinging to? What attachments weigh on my soul? What small step can I take today to loosen the chains around my heart? Feel the answers rise from within. They may not come as words, but as a quiet knowing. Trust that. Lesson 15. Living with gratitude and simplicity. Gratitude is the golden thread that transforms even ordinary days into sacred ones. The more you desire, the emptier you feel. The more you appreciate, the richer you become. Simplicity is not poverty. Simplicity is clarity, knowing what matters and letting go of the rest. A single cup of water, when received with gratitude, is worth more than a palace taken for granted. A single breath noticed fully is more precious than years lived blindly. My dear one, you have now stepped into deeper waters. You have seen the illusion of control, the weight of attachment, and the light of liberation. You have touched the truth that simplicity and gratitude open doors no riches ever could, but there is still one more step. Ahead lies the final page of this journey, where we will bring together all the wisdom, urgency, stillness, courage, destiny, signs, liberation, into a single truth that will remain with you forever. Stay with me. Page 5 awaits, and there we will complete what began in these sacred moments. Wonderful. Let's now continue next step of your long-form YouTube script for Soulful Wisdom. This page will bring together all the wisdom shared so far into a unified teaching, preparing the ground for the final page that you will request afterward. Welcome back, my dear one. You have journeyed with me through urgency, stillness, fear, destiny, illusion, and liberation. You have listened with your heart, and you have carried these truths into your own reflections. Now on this page, we gather all the threads together, weaving them into a tapestry that can guide your life, not just today, but for every day to come. Lesson 16. The unity of all teachings. Every lesson we have spoken is not separate. They are like rivers flowing into the same ocean. Urgency without stillness becomes panic. Stillness without urgency becomes stagnation. Courage without wisdom becomes recklessness. Wisdom without compassion becomes emptiness. You are being called to balance, to live as a whole being, not in fragments. To see life not as scattered teachings, but as one great truth, that every moment is sacred, every soul is connected, and every step is part of the divine journey. Lesson 17. The sacredness of every breath. Have you noticed how often we breathe without awareness? Yet each breath is a miracle, a reminder that life itself flows into us, unearned, unbought, freely given. When you honor your breath, you honor life. When you live with this awareness, even the simplest acts, eating, walking, speaking, become holy. October 1st, the warning we began with was never about fear. It was about awareness, about remembering that life is fragile, fleeting, and therefore infinitely precious. Story of the candle and the wind. There was once a man who feared the wind because he thought it would blow out his candle. So he hid it in a box away from the breeze, but in the darkness the candle suffocated and the flame died. Another man placed his candle in the open air. The wind flickered it, tested it, but the flame grew stronger, brighter. You, dear one, are the flame. Life will test you with winds of change, winds of loss, winds of challenge. Do not hide from them. Face them, and your light will grow brighter. Lesson 18. Walking the path of compassion. In the end, all wisdom leads here, to compassion. Without compassion, wisdom is cold. Without compassion, knowledge is hollow. When you see another person, see not their mistakes or their mask, but their soul. Everyone you meet carries burdens you cannot see. A kind word, a gentle smile, a patient silence. These are gifts more precious than gold. The chosen ones are not here to rise above others, but to walk beside them, to lift them when they stumble, and to remind them of their own light. Guided reflection, close your eyes. Place both hands on your heart. Whisper silently to yourself, I am awake. I am free. I am chosen to bring light into this world. Feel these words not as thoughts, but as truths, already living in your spirit. Lesson 19. The journey continues within you. This path we walk together is not ending. It continues in you. Every choice you make, every moment you live with awareness, is part of the journey. The teachings are not meant to stay in words, but to be lived. In your family, your work, your solitude, your service. Remember, transformation does not come from hearing wisdom alone. It comes from practicing it, moment by moment, step by step. Closing for this step. My dear one, you have walked far with me. You have listened to truths that were not easy, reflected on burdens you carry, and opened your heart to greater light. But this is not the end. There is still the final conversation ahead, where we will bring everything together into one last, timeless message. Stay with me. Do not let go now. For in the final page, we will seal these lessons into your soul. And there, you will find the blessing that has been waiting for you all along. Beautiful. Now we arrive at the final page, the conclusion of this long journey for soulful wisdom. This last page will gather all lessons into a single, timeless message that leaves the viewer with clarity, peace, and inspiration to live fully. My dear one, you have stayed with me until the very end. Few souls walk this far, and that alone tells me something about you. You are ready. You have been chosen to receive these words, not as mere teachings, but as a living truth within your own spirit. And now, we arrive at the heart of the journey. The conclusion that is not an end, but a beginning. Lesson 20. Life is a sacred gift. Remember this always. Life is not something owed to you. It is a gift. Every sunrise, every breath, every heartbeat is a treasure beyond price. Do not waste this gift in fear, in delay, in anger, in regret. Live it with awareness. Live it with love. Live it with purpose. When you awaken each morning, whisper, "Thank you for this day. May I honor it well." This simple prayer can change the way you walk through the world. Lesson 21. You are never alone. Even when you feel abandoned, misunderstood, or forgotten, remember you are never truly alone. The divine has walked with you since the first breath you took and will walk with you until your final breath. Look around, in the wind, in the trees, in the quiet voice within your own heart. The presence of God is always there. Chosen one, do not mistake silence for absence. Do not mistake hardship for abandonment. The divine is shaping you, guiding you, preparing you. Story of the lamp in the dark. Once a traveler was lost in a cave. He stumbled, fell, and feared the darkness would consume him. But in the corner of the cave was a small lamp. Its light was faint, but enough to show him the way forward. You are that traveler, and you are also that lamp. Even when the world feels dark, your inner light will guide you. And as you walk, your light may guide others who have lost their way. Lesson 22. The power of choice, everything we have spoken about. Leads here, choice. You can choose awareness over distraction. You can choose forgiveness over bitterness. You can choose courage over fear. You can choose service over selfishness. You can choose love over indifference. October Wern, the date we began with, is not the end of time. It is the end of excuses. It is the moment where you decide, will I live half asleep or will I live fully awake? Guided reflection. Close your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath. Whisper to yourself, I choose awareness. I choose courage. I choose compassion. I choose to live fully. Let these words become not just whispers, but vows. Lesson 23. The eternal journey. Do not think of this as the final teaching. For wisdom is not a destination. It is a journey that will continue with every sunrise, with every challenge, with every choice you make. Carry these lessons with you. Urgency, stillness, courage, destiny, release, service, compassion, gratitude, and love. They are not just words, they are steps. And when you walk them, you walk the path of the chosen ones. Final blessing. My dear one, if you remember nothing else, remember this. You were chosen not by chance, but by purpose. Your life is not a mistake. You are here for a reason. Live with awareness. Love with compassion. Walk with courage. And trust the divine in every step. This is not goodbye. This is the beginning of your awakened life. Go now and be the light the world so desperately needs.